Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Stella Daskalakis. Tonight, candidates for the U.S. Senate in Iowa make their closing arguments in the third and final debate before the general election. The live debate between incumbent Republican Joni Ernst and Democrat Teresa Greenfield begins at 6:30 p.m. KTIV's Matt Breen will co-moderate the debate. He's with Live Link 4 at the debate site in Des Moines. Matt, what do you expect from tonight's debate?
Stella, I hope we hear specifics from both of these candidates on a whole host of issues, anything from COVID-19 relief and what could replace the Affordable Care Act to the solvency of Social Security and social justice reform. Specifics have been hard to come by from these two candidates in the first two debates. This, of course, is the third and final debate. We'll get the last word from both candidates, not just on their own campaigns, but on their opponents' campaigns as well. In the most recent polling done in Iowa at the beginning of this month by Quinnipiac University, it showed Democrat Teresa Greenfield with a 5-point lead over Senator Joni Ernst. That margin of error, though, was nearly 3%. So it is a statistical dead heat in this race. So I want to bring in my colleague, Claire Bradshaw. She is here along with me to cover this senatorial debate as well. Claire, talk to me about the format of tonight's debate.
Matt, as you know, the debate will run 90 minutes in total, and questions will come from the panel of the 5 moderators. Each candidate will have 1 minute to answer the moderator's questions, and they're allowed a 30-second rebuttal if the candidate mentions the other candidate's name in their answer. And moderators are allowed to follow up if they have specific points they want to follow up to that candidate's answer. The debate will take place here at Franklin Junior High School in Des Moines. One change I should mention, as a member of the Senate Judiciary Committee, Senator Joni Ernst is in Washington tonight for the fourth and final day of questioning in the confirmation hearing of Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett. So Senator Ernst will appear remotely from Washington, D.C., and to make sure no candidate had an advantage, Democrat Teresa Greenfield will also appear remotely. Again, the debate begins at 6:30.
Claire, thank you. One programming note about tonight's debate. It will now air on the Siouxland CW. That's channel 4.2 on your antenna, but you can also watch it streamed live on our Facebook page and also at our website, ktiv.com. It should be a lively evening, Stella. The debate now begins in less than 90 minutes at 6:30. Stella, back to you.
Thank you and good luck tonight, Matt. We appreciate it. On what should have been a debate night with the presidential candidates going head-to-head, instead, President Trump and Democrat Joe Biden are preparing for dueling town halls, airing on separate TV networks at the same time. Alice Barr is in Washington with the latest.
Long lines today in North Carolina as early voting begins in the high-stakes battleground state where President Trump held a rare afternoon rally.
I was elected to fight for you harder than any other president has ever fought for our country's people.
The president making his case for a second term, while new jobs numbers today show 898,000 Americans filed first-time unemployment claims last week, the highest number since late August. Democratic rival Joe Biden heading to Pennsylvania for an ABC News town hall tonight, airing the same time President Trump will field voters' questions in an NBC News town hall in Miami. The dueling forums replacing a traditional face-to-face debate scrapped in the wake of the president's COVID diagnosis. And as Biden announces a record $383 million fundraising haul for September, far outpacing the Trump campaign, former President Barack Obama is preparing to join Biden on the campaign trail, making the case for how voters should judge their choice for president.
Are they people who are instinctively generous in spirit, right? And that is who Joe is.
While Biden's current running mate, Senator Kamala Harris, announced she's canceling her travel schedule through Sunday after 2 people connected to her campaign tested positive for coronavirus. The campaign says she's not had recent close contact with either person. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
The Biden campaign says Joe Biden has once again tested negative for the coronavirus. Biden got tested last night, according to a campaign rep. It's Biden's 3rd negative test since he campaigned with Kamala Harris in Arizona on October 8th. Kamala Harris has also tested negative. The Senate Judiciary Committee will vote Tuesday on whether to subpoena the CEO of Twitter. Some Republicans want to know why Twitter pulled a New York Post story about Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden. The article contains emails and private information. Details, Twitter says, violate platform rules. A Senate committee looking into social media companies is set for October 28th. The CEOs of Facebook and Twitter say they will be there. The U.S. Postal Service has agreed to reverse changes that slowed mail service nationwide. Those changes include reduced retail hours, removal of collection boxes and mail sorting machines, closure or consolidation of mail processing facilities, restriction of late or extra trips for timely mail delivery, and banning or restricting overtime. The agreement also requires the Postal Service to prioritize election mail. The changes apply to all states. Today is the deadline to be counted as part of the 2020 census after the Supreme Court ruled Tuesday that the Trump administration could stop the count early as it requested. Following the ruling, for the fifth time in 2 months, census takers were given a new end date for the head count of everyone living in the U.S. The Supreme Court ruling did not come with any explanation. Justice Sonia Sotomayor remarked in her dissent that minorities and others will disproportionately bear the burden of any inaccuracies. The Trump administration argued the head count needed to end immediately to give the Census Bureau time to meet a congressionally mandated December 31st deadline for completing the figures that will be used to apportion House of Representatives seats.